living, and he makes a really, really good living doing art now. But he's also just an awesome guy, and he really believes in what he does. So his style would be described as pop art. So his honey bear is like an icon we all knew and loved growing up. Like, you get your honey in the bear, and then what he does is he always changes like what they're wearing. Okay, so like his stuff has become very popular, but then every once in a while I'll do stuff like this, like my church back home one time, like the pastors came out and there was fried eggs on the sidewalk, and they were all upset about it, and I knew exactly who it was, and I was just cracking up, and I was like, dude, just leave it, trust me, everyone will love it. You know, so he has tons of whimsical stuff around San Francisco, and it's pretty awesome. So he has another honey bear on the top of the chip factory. Another one kind of hidden just as you go in the underpass. You'll see it later. 1, 2, and then, oh yeah, he's got another one on the chip factory. And I think that's it. Yeah. He's from San Francisco. He's actually from St. Louis, but he's lived in San Francisco for 8 or 9 years, something like that. Yeah. Behind you is Sacred Grounds Coffee Shop. They're the ones that have been hosting a lot of us all week. So a lot of us are staying upstairs, and it's super awesome of them. And yeah, they saw that I paint birds, and they're big into the idea of like seeing people set free. And so I wanted to paint a dove of peace, and then this concept of like escaping darkness and breaking from chains and being set free. And then all the patterns in the wings, they all, not all of them, but a lot of times will represent something that means something to me. Some of them represent my family, some of them represent my friends, or just situations in life. And there's always a hidden unicorn. So there's one hidden unicorn in like all of my paintings, so you can look for that. Yeah.
You paint just female butterflies?
I knew that was going to be asked by somebody. No, I try to switch it up. Yeah. Yeah, the little dots. Yeah. So I try to make sure that it gets switched up. But
if not just children, but in particular, if kids are into art and they see things like this, what would you tell them to do if they want to be able to do street art in collaboration with organizations, not illegally?
That's a great question. I would say first and foremost, draw like crazy. Like, you should spend your whole childhood drawing, and then there comes a point where like you switch it over to painting and stuff. And I mean, cans are already hard to use, and so a lot of times like kids can't even use them because they're just hard to press down. So I would tell kids, just draw nonstop. What you're doing is you're developing like an arsenal of ideas, so that when it comes time to finally paint, you can learn quicker and execute your designs faster. If you want to start painting, we always tell people to just like build an 8x8 wall in your backyard, or just use the fence in your backyard and start practicing. Like, get some paint and start practicing. Because sometimes a lot of organizations have the means to help teach, but they don't always. Like, there's a lot going on, and they're trying to get public art up, so there's not always time to run classes, and it gets complicated. So if it's hard to wait, just do it. Like, just have a fence in your backyard and just paint. Like, don't wait for it, and then get good enough so you can get permission. Practice. That's all it is. I was not born a naturally good artist. Basil has known me for a long time, and my art has not always been good. So all it is practice and repetition. That's it.
Thank you.
Inspiration, I think.
Study.
Like with like Instagram and the internet, when we were younger, we were inspired by the local artists, and now like on Instagram, I see 50 of the most amazing murals a day, like new ones through Instagram, and the idea of like kids in this area getting to see this art and knowing that it's actually possible, like there's something to that, to where now they can grow up and like that's actually achievable. It's something that was done in my neighborhood and I saw it, and I saw the normal, quote unquote, normal people who painted it.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing, like when you give a young person like a vision of like what's actually possible, you know, when you're not normally exposed to that as even an option for you. I think that's what's really cool about this art.
Do you think that they should go to business school instead of art school so that they can?
I am a huge proponent for kids, if they want to do art full time, to go to business school. Yeah.
Cool. That's kind of how I feel about if you want to be self-employed and be
art
your
school
own
is great for a lot
person,
of people.
you got to go to marketing. You know, business and marketing.
I think there is. I think there are some people who went to art school here, and they probably have a different experience. But I do think there is some classes offered in art school where they try to teach you how to do it as business and stuff like that. But I do think like definitely learn business if you want to like make a living. My son wants to be an artist, and I tell him go to business school.
Cool.
That's my advice to him. He could draw already. He's better than I was at that age, you know. But it's different for everybody. Not everybody is designed to be like a full-time artist right away. So they'll go work for somebody, so they might need that art school training.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just different for everybody. I don't think everybody's cut and dry. But maybe some art school students could answer that differently. You know, I know we have, right? You went to art school?
So I went to Purdue a couple times. I studied a variety of things while I was there. Wasn't able to walk away with a degree, but I would say that my time was well spent because the things that I was able to add to my my toolkit definitely helped me now. But I mean, those are the two things that you need to balance. You need to balance the business side of it and the art side of it. So whatever your strong suit is, you also need to acknowledge that you're gonna have to learn that other half eventually. So whatever your weaknesses are, you gotta exploit your weaknesses at some point and turn those into strengths.
Nice. Thank you.
Yeah.